this video, I'll be talking about the highly anticipated The Green Knight, which is written, produced, edited, and directed by David Lowery, who directed one of my favorite A24 films of the past decade, A Ghost Story. It stars Dev Patel, Alicia Vikander, Aaron Kellyman, Joel Edgerton, among many others, and it's based on a 14th century poem titled Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, which tells the story of Gawain, King Arthur's nephew, whom on Christmas Eve accepts the challenge of the ominous-looking Green Knight, and 1 year passed after the challenge started, and Gawain embarks on a perilous journey to prove to himself and his family his worth as a knight and understand the true meaning of honor as he heads on to face the Green Knight. One of my favorite movie critics, Roger Ebert, who stated on his Great Movies Review edition of 2001 Space Odyssey back in 1997, he said, and I quote, "Only a few films are transcendent and work upon our mind's imaginations like music or prayer or vast belittling landscape. It's not about a goal, but about a quest, a need." End quote. So that quote came to mind the minute I exited the theater, and it rapidly became an experience that describing the feelings won't do it justice. If you come to watch The Green Knight hoping it will be your typical fantasy film with thrilling sword fights, a fast-paced plot, and some pretty visuals, which, I'm gonna be honest, it does have some pretty visuals, but anyway, back to the point. You're gonna leave the theater extremely disappointed and scratching your head saying, what the fuck did I just watch? I mean, this film relies on being a cerebral experience and which entices the audience to explore and decipher the hidden meanings shown through the film's symbolism. It manages to subvert the expectations of what we come to expect from fantasy films. I mean, there's this one scene where Gawain gets ambushed by a group of thieves led by Barry Keoghan, who played the main antagonist in the Yorgos Lanthimos film The Killing of the Sacred Deer. Anyway, you come to expect that Gawain will reveal his skills with the sword in an epic sword fight against the thieves, but it only makes Gawain pathetic and scared throughout the whole scene, which sticks true to the character who we see immaturity and arrogance, two of those qualities which are not supposed to be shown in a knight, which are revealed at the beginning of the film. Another scene is the awe-inspiring giant scene, which to be honest is my second favorite scene of the whole film, where Gawain sees the giants as a means of transportation but fails in his attempts of persuasion, which once again we come to expect a confrontation with the giants, but in the style of Gawain we just see him attempting to take advantage of the situation for his own selfish gains. Dev Patel, he gives the best performance of his career so far as Gawain, a young man who, despite his immaturity and reckless behavior, he seeks validation from his peers to be acknowledged as a knight in King Arthur's Round Table. He's portrayed as your typical reluctant hero in the first half of the film, but however his own actions contradicts the knowledge he's seeking about honor, which unlike the typical reluctant hero, who most of the time manages to do what's right even if he's conflicted about what's the real motivation behind the action, Gawain is conflicted but yet remains committing the wrong choices that indicates his path towards self-destruction, as the film subtly implies. Patel manages to portray all of Gawain's arrogance, inner conflicts with sincerity and depth. I think he was perfectly cast as Gawain, as he, in his past performance, he has been able to portray the troubled underdog as seen in Slumdog Millionaire, whom despite his faults, we can't help but root for him to succeed. Despite the cast consisting of great actors like Edgerton and Vikander, which, don't get me wrong, they gave great performances, but their characters were simply written as representing metaphors, and to the writing itself, it doesn't add any dimension to the characters, which, to be honest, it's not the actors' fault, it's just how they're written. And in the typical flaw found in most of David Lowery's filmography is the fact that towards the second act of the film, it has some pacing issues, some scenes drag a lot of the runtime, but despite those flaws, the film rises in momentum especially in the brilliant third act. That third act propels the film from being a great film on its own to a fucking masterpiece. It sums up the experience and the thematics in a refreshing and, to be honest, a very surprisingly emotional way that makes the film be a coming of age film in its own unique way. So that's all I have to say about the Green Knight for now, because I'm planning in the near future make a in-depth movie analysis about this film, because believe me, this film has a lot of symbolism and metaphors that I just can't wait to explain it all to you people. Even though I know there's some YouTube videos about it already, but I don't know, I just want to feel good doing it by myself as well. So, fuck it. So, as usual, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Also, the links of my social media accounts are going to be on the description down below as well. And also the quote of Roger Ebert in complete unsummarized way, so you can read the whole quote as well. I'm the Lazy Viewer, and thanks for watching.